This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Good evening, you're watching Headlines Now with me, Divya. Well, two major accidents have been reported today. One in Rameshwaram, where 20 people hopped onto a boat hoping to have a joyride. But that turned disastrous when the boat capsized, drowning 16 of them. And the owner of the boat is not even licensed to carry people. Pratiksha Ramkumar joins me with more details on this tragic accident. And another major accident in Achirapakkam, where two vans collided, killing one person and injuring 32 others who were coming to Chennai to attend the VCK's public meeting. The meeting is said to be creating a major inconvenience to the public, and Minal Shah will join us in a short while with all those details. And also in the political turf, along with the CBI, the opposition too is turning the heat on A. Raja. Shabir Ahmed will tell us all about AIADMK's plans to demonstrate against Raja and the Spectrum scam right in the heart of his home turf. We'll bring you all that in detail, but first up, the headlines now. 16 people dead after a boat carrying 20 people overturned in Rameshwaram. Jayalalitha says the 2G scam is of Himalayan proportions. AIADMK will go on a hunger strike in Rajav's native tomorrow. And the CAG, which indicted A. Raja, will appear before the Public Accounts Committee tomorrow as well. The Madipakam lake is literally choking because of man-made problems. Look at the state of this lake. Is this another Kuam in the making? Tsunami victims living in swamps battling diseases. Is this called relief? And India struggle once again in South Africa. India lose 5 wickets in the first few hours of first day's play. Let's also bring you the national news making headlines. Gujars begin talks with the Rajasthan government but are adamant their time-bound demands have to be met. The BJP and the Congress again trade verbal blows on whether the Prime Minister should quit for the 2G scam. An Indian student shot dead in a robbery bid at a petrol station store. US police on the lookout for 2 suspects. Julian Assange signs a book deal for more than £1 million, says this is a chance for him to pen his defense. Well, a fun picnic ride turned absolutely disastrous for 16 people, including 10 women, who drowned when their boat capsized in the sea near Varithivu Island, which is off the Periyapattinam coast. The victims included an Australian NRI woman. The Marine Police DSP said that the victims, hailing from the fishermen community of the Periyapattinam village, were on a picnic between Rameshwaram and Tuticorin when the mishap occurred. It was not known immediately how many people were travelling in the boat, but preliminary reports say the boat carried more than 20 people, and although it was permitted to carry only 7 passengers. And for more details on this, our reporter Pratiksha Ramkumar now joins us live. Well, Pratiksha, what is the condition of the people who have been injured?
Divya, only 4 people out of the capsized boat were injured, and they were taken to the government hospital immediately. And we did speak to the collector just a short while back, and we do know that the 4 people are fine now. They have recovered very well. In fact, they just had very minor injuries. But for the people rescued, Divya, we have received information that now 16 bodies have been recovered so far, and the naval rescue operations and the Coast Guard rescue operations are still on, because they're not really clear about how many people were in that boat. Initial reports suggested there were 20, out of which only 4 survived. Now there are reports that more than 20 people were in the boat, including a goat even. So right now rescue operations are on, and and as for the information we have, they do believe that only 4 people survived, the 4 people in the hospital, and the rest of them, because they haven't been heard of or seen, are considered dead, Divya.
Right, Pratiksha, reports have told us that the people from these villages had proceeded in 2 boats, and one of these boats had actually overturned. And the owners of both these boats are not licensed to even carry these people. So what are your sources saying about that?
Yes, Divya, these two people did not have licenses to carry people at all. In fact, they were not really designated tourist boatmen. Now, because these people were, and this place of going to a picnic between Rameshwaram and Tuticorin wasn't exactly a normal picnic boat ride or a picnic spot even. So, thus there was no one to really monitor these people. Obviously, Ayub Khan and Rasool Khan, to whom both the boats belong to, will be taken in for questioning. The Marine Police has already spoken to the two men, and they will be action will be taken against them. And we have also received information that none of these people were wearing life jackets, which is a huge health hazard when you're going into the sea. So that will also be looked into, and there will be more Coast Guard presence across these spots, Divya.
Pratiksha, thanks very much indeed for joining us with all those details. Well, in another accident in Acharapakkam, two vans collided, killing one person and leaving 32 people injured, including 10 women. They were on their way from Villupuram to Chennai to take part in the VCK public meeting, which is happening in Tambaram at the moment. As of now, 5 people are said to be in a very critical condition. And there is some kind of an unrest in Chengalpet that is being reported as well. Normal life is said to be affected. And for more details on this, our reporter Minal Shah now joins us live from our newsroom. Well, Minal, we do hear that people are experiencing a lot of inconvenience there at the moment.
Well, you're right, Divya. In fact, the whole of Chengalpet area as well as GST Road, that whole stretch has been completely blocked. Petty shops, liquor shops, hotels have all shut down with a fear because they are fearing violence. VCK has a reputation of such kind of activities. Earlier also there have been several cases against them on this basis. So this is what is the result of a public meeting that the VCK is holding. There is no police control there. There is no police patrolling that area. So the VCK cadres are actually on a free run. We have been getting calls at Ndtv-Hindu of viewers, in fact calling us and complaining about the traffic snarls on that stretch of road, and this is the situation over there at this point of time.
Right, Minal, thanks very much indeed for joining us with that update. Well, this public meeting has been a traffic stopper as well. Many roads have been blocked, affecting many commuters, and like Minal said over there, many residents and commuters in fact have been calling in to say that they have been experiencing a lot of inconvenience there. Well, moving on, while former Telecom Minister A. Raja is being grilled over the 2G spectrum allocation scam, back in the state his party is trying hard to save face with their truth about spectrum. And the opposition is using this to the maximum to arm itself ahead of the elections. In fact, the AIADMK has announced to go on a hunger strike tomorrow in Raja's home turf in Perambalur against the 2G scam.
ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம் என்ற நிலை என்ன, உண்மை நிலை என்ன என்று கேட்டால், சுருக்கமாக சொன்னால் ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம் நிலையில் உண்மை என்ன என்று கேட்டால் எதிரிகள் சொல்வதிலே உண்மை இல்லை என்பதுதான் நிலைமை.
As the ruling DMK's Save Raja campaign is yet to gain momentum in the state, the news seems to be tightening around the former tainted telecom minister and his aides. After 2 days of intense interrogation by the CBI in the 2G spectrum probe, Raja's colleagues in his DMK party strongly defend him.
1,76,000 கோடி ரூபாய் பணத்தையே லஞ்சமாக வழங்கப்பட்டது என்பதை போல ஏடுகள் சில பெரிதுபடுத்தி விட்டன. ஆக விஷயம் இதுதான்.
But the ruling DMK's arch political rival is in no mood to buy this line of argument. In a statement, AIADMK General Secretary Jayalalitha has called for a massive hunger strike demonstration to condemn DMK on the 2G spectrum scam. Jayalalitha also blamed the DMK Patriarch's campaign to save A. Raja as an attempt to divert public attention from the 2G spectrum scam, which she says is of Himalayan proportions.
I cannot share all these things what happened between us. The investigation is pending.
The spotlight is likely to stay on A. Raja, as sources in the CBI say he might be summoned for a third round of interrogation by next week. In Chennai, Shabir Ahmed for Ndtv-Hindu.
And for more details on this, our political reporter Shabir Ahmed now joins us live. Well, Shabir, after many successful rallies and after many a show of strength by the AIADMK, this definitely has further rattled the DMK on this 2G spectrum issue. And now the opposition has planned to hold this demonstration in Raja's own native. What more details can you give us at this point, Shabir?
Well, tomorrow's agitation is going to be a counter argument for DMK's claims. In fact, for the past 2-3 days, DMK senior leaders have been defending A. Raja in various meetings, particularly in Karur and Tirchi and the neighboring districts. So, Jayalalitha wanted to counter those allegations and counter those claims made by DMK senior functionaries. So, that is why precisely she has selected Raja's home turf, Perambalur district, and she has asked all the Perambalur party AIADMK workers to participate and expose the connection, A. Raja connection to the 2G spectrum scam and the DMK's first family connection to the 2G spectrum scam. So, that will be the focus tomorrow, and in fact, some of the top level leaders are also expected to visit Perambalur tomorrow, but as of now, the local district functionaries and leaders will be taking part in that agitation. And also what we have been hearing from our sources is that AIADMK is also planning a massive demonstration across Tamil Nadu in connection with the 2G spectrum scam. In fact, where Jayalalitha wanted all her alliance partners to be a part of it, and the talks are going on between the allies for a major demonstration. Definitely it is going to be a huge embarrassment for the ruling DMK, and if A. Raja has been called once again for CBI interrogation, then definitely AIADMK will go to the town with this particular issue ahead of the 2011 assembly elections.
Well, thanks very much, Shabir, for joining us with all those details. And in the latest development in the 2G scam, the CAG, whose report on a presumed loss of rupees 1.7 lakh crore rupees in the 2G spectrum allocation will appear before the Public Accounts Committee tomorrow. The Comptroller and Auditor General Vinod Rai is expected to put forth his point of view before the PAC panel, headed by BJP veteran Murli Manohar Joshi. The CAG report has proved to be quite an ammunition for the opposition, including the BJP and the left parties, to target the government, and it is insisting that only a joint parliamentary committee can bring out the truth in what they allege is the biggest scam in independent India. Well, after bringing out many inside stories of top leaders, the whistleblower website's chief Julian Assange signs a £1 million deal to tell his own story.